So with all that said, now we're striving for the future, which leads us to our next expansion.
さあ、こちらファイナルファンタジー14としては 7.0 と呼んでます。
So on the Final Fantasy XIV team internally, we call this 7.0. We say summer 2024 release.
おい、リリースデートまだ出ないのか。
And I know people are saying, well, when are we going to find out about the release date?
大丈夫、もうちょっと後で話すから。
Don't worry, we will talk about it just later in the presentation.
He's debating, man. He's blue balling.
さあ、
He's
こ
blue
の
balling, dude.
7.0。
So of course, this 7.0, aka Dawn Trail, is our next challenge in the 10 years moving forward. So one of the first challenges we want to take on for the next 10 years is going to be this. So of course, throughout 6.0 Endwalker, through the 6.x patch series, we were making different preparations to welcome in those more casual leaning players or people who wanted to enjoy content by themselves solo. So with Dawn Trail, we want to aim for evolving as an MMORPG.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good to hear because this is not a single-player RPG. This is really good to hear.
So I would like to go through what we're thinking about specifically in a sort of like an overview of our concept.
Okay, hopefully they give
So
examples.
of course, we would like to focus in on multiplayer aspect as one of those things.
それに際してラージスケール、多人数で遊べる
Oh, more large-scale duties. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, all right. So like DRS and all that shit.
So
Okay.
with that, we would like to refine
DRS
our
was
to
awesome.
tackle on more large-scale duties. So content that kind of are in the same vein of Eureka or Bosnia is going to
Okay.
be in the works.
Okay.
And so there are lots of content we're trying to develop right now, some of them that may not be mentioned here today in today's presentation, but we understand that there are a lot of different values that people hold as they are playing Final Fantasy XIV. So we want to also focus in on large-scale content, multiplayer content, as we go through 7.1 and 2 and beyond. Of course, we're not neglecting the solo or smaller scale content, like the variant dungeons. We will continue to update that. And so it's going to be more in parallel. We're going to have the smaller scale content versus the large participating content as well. Another important element that I want to cover is this. So of course, a more fulfilling gaming experience is how we worded it, but we want to kind of focus in on this as well. So for example, this is one of the many feedback that we have received that kind of relates to that fulfilling gaming experience. For example, the target circle of your enemy. The hitbox,
Okay, okay.
ridiculously large at this point.
Okay, all right.
あとこう
Okay.
ギミックの内容に関しても
And in terms of battle mechanics, they tend to be very similar content to content. And
Okay.
some people might feel
Stack,
that it's
spread,
very
chariot,
repetitive. It's like
dynamo.
a pattern almost.
Okay.
And of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
it might help if you are trying to build your like gameplay experience and try to get a hang of it. But for some players, me included, I kind of get sleepy because
Okay,
it kind of
okay.
gets routine and mundane.
All right. Okay, so they're changing hitboxes and they're making mechanics more
もうちょっ
diverse.
と
Okay.
エキサ
All
イトメン
right.
トを高めていきたいと思います。
Okay.
You know, we rarely fall asleep when we're playing games if we're really into it. But then sometimes when I get too tired, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna. So I'm trying to see if I can spice it up a little, bring the excitement back.
I just want to reiterate that I said that this was slated to be the best expansion ever. I just want to reiterate that way back when they first showed Dawn Trail, I said this was slated to be the best expansion ever. And every single piece of information that they have given us has proven my point over and over and over and over again. If you like the content on this channel, man, okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, okay? Now, I have never liked a video all my life. And you know what happens when you don't like a video in your life? That's right. So if you don't hit that like and subscribe button immediately, I mean right now, even before the video is finished, this is what's going to happen to you. You don't want that to happen to you. So make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
That said, I do want to advise you when I talk about something
No, I
like
think
this.
ever.
I know
I
some
think it's
people
gonna be the
might
best
get
ever.
a knee-jerk reaction of, "Oh no, Yoshida is going to make everything difficult again."
Yo, Evilise. What the f is that? You mean Ivalis, you f***ing
基
idiot?
本的にね、
I would
っていうわけ
love
じゃない
that. That'd be
もっ
so
ともっと
fun.
興奮してもらうために
And so, for the most part, we're not trying to trouble people. We're trying not to make your lives difficult. It's just we want to bring a little bit more uniqueness, something that is new and original into these battles. So rest assured. So in the Japanese word, there's this word kufu, which loosely translates to kind of thinking with your own mind and kind of figuring it out. So I think we want to encourage players to build your own strategies, kind of talk to each other in your party to strategize and kind of encourage that kind of gameplay also.
Okay, I admire it, but that ain't gonna work. Not in this game. I don't think so. Maybe he's talking about it. I mean, he did say like loosely translates because they're gonna add this really cool feature. It's like a raid planner, but in game they're gonna add that. But I am gonna tell you with like 99.9% certainty, players will take the path of least resistance. So once a player sees that someone else has gotten past a mechanic, they will do that exact same thing. What's a raid planner? It is this thing here. So I create a raid plan. So like put like a boss targeting system here. Then you got like tank here, you know, this type of stuff. This will actually be in the game later.
And so, of course, we would love to take challenges. I would like for my developers to be able to take on challenges, take risks in creating their content. And, of course, we may screw up. We may have a misstep, and we might be up here apologizing to our players once again. But, you know, we don't want things to be mundane. We want you guys to be excited as you play Final Fantasy XIV.
まあこうなるとジョブ
Oh no. He said that because he already knows they're gonna f up. He okay, so this is what I get from this. I could be wrong. He has told the developers, or maybe not him, but it has been common knowledge amongst the dev team that to keep things relatively the same and only experiment a little bit. But now they're going to experiment a lot more, and that experimentation might lead to another Gordius or might lead to another situation like that. So if that happens, he's already apologizing for it. Okay, all right. Ooh, I hope it happens, man. I hope they put DPS checks back, and I hope all these loggers and all these parsers and shit, they're like, yeah, I'm big dick. I got 99, bruh. Top 10, bruh. And then it just completely shits all over them, puts them in their place, makes them humble, makes them think, oh my God, makes them quit the raid tier, dude. Ooh, they're just on this high horse, dude. They think they're so good at the game because they got a nice number on a website that doesn't matter. And then they're going to experience an actual DPS check and they are going to shit themselves, man. It's going to be great to see this happen all over again. The first time was insane. The second time is going to be even worse.
And I'm sure with this kind of talk, it might beg the question, like, well, so what's going to happen to the different jobs and their mechanics? So because we are reaching a sort of milestone level cap, which is level 100, it's not we don't intend to upset everything again. We want to just continue updating the different jobs and kind of add on to what we already have set up throughout the 7.0 and 7.x series.
They are going to have to do something about levels like 50 through 70, man. No, 50 through 69, because 70 you can do ultimates, which I really hope they revamp those ultimates next expansion. Dude, we're going to be level 100 and doing 70 content, dude. That's going to be awful. They're going to have to rework the earlier levels, man. There are some jobs that you do an ultimate, right? Well, I mean, pretty much every job at this point, right? You do an ultimate at level 70 and it's like not even complete. You know what I mean? Now, granted, there's not a DPS check or anything, but how you play at those levels is like different than how you would play at like other levels. The general consensus is early levels are super boring with no skills, and it doesn't act like you don't even actually get many skills until around level 50. You know, so if you start from level 1, it's horrendous.
So, of course, we're going to be focusing on the content itself and the encounters throughout 7.1, 2, and 3 to bring back that sort of excitement. And so we talked about how we're going to bring back excitement to the content itself, but, you know, well, what's in it for me?
プレイヤーの皆さんに、獲得していただく
Oh, improved rewards. Oh, yeah. So in the earlier panel, they mentioned twice sparse rewards. Okay, improved rewards. Holy shit, are they actually going to Are they actually going to add something to Criterion? Are they actually going to add like BIS accessories to Primals? And are they going to actually add raid gear in the 24-man raid? Holy shit, I hope so.
With that, we are looking into sort of improving the rewards so that, we can sort of bolster that aspect of it. And so with the different expansions throughout, since we released ARR up to this point, we were unable to increase the number of rewards per patch that we give in terms of gear or mounts. And so looking to the future and just considering how wide and broad we have become with the different content that we offer, we would like to look into increasing the amount of rewards that we are providing our players.
I think their definition of more rewards is different than mine. Because back in A Realm Reborn, there were a couple times where you actually got super good accessories from Primals, and Trials didn't also drop, or they didn't always drop a weapon either. Okay, so I wish he would have given an example.
7.1 から徐々に増やしていく今計画になって
I mean, regardless, it's good, right? Like, it's good.
So the plans are in place. So our goal is that by patch 7.3-ish, we would have maybe 1.5 times more compared to current.
Okay, so more rewards, like how can they mean? They can either mean more quantity of current rewards or more quantity spaced out. So that means maybe instead of one book, you get two. That could mean one way. Or the alternative, that could mean you get the same rewards from like Savage, we'll just say for an example, but then you also get raid gear from the 24-man raid, which you should. Yeah, up the tome cap or lower the cost of gear. Another way that they could do that is increase rewards from Criterion and Savage. Actually, they should just remove Savage entirely. They should just put a title and stuff, I guess, behind Savage. But I think Savage needs to be reworked. Like, because Savage is garbage. They just need to remove it. But the rewards from Criterion could be better. So whenever they come out with a trial, the weapon that it has is always worse than the tome weapon, which it kind of has to be. I'm not advocating for changing that. What I suggest, though, is that they need to add in accessories. So, like, imagine doing, like, you know, Zeromus and getting like a ring or an earring that would be equivalent to a raid earring. So if you have like a shitty raid piece, you can swap it out with the Zeromus. That's how it used to be. Those are some things that they could.
まあたくさんの皆さんから、たくさんね利益もいただいてますので。
So with your subscriptions and just continuing to stay with us, we have collected from you. So we want to give back. So we want to continue looking into things like this. So Dawn Trail, I know we've announced many information, but I just wanted to do a very quick recap of what we've already talked about. Of course, 2 new jobs, Viper and Pictomancer.
I think Viper looks sick. I think Pictomancer looks like dog shit. But I'm not a caster main, so take my opinion with that, as I'm not really a caster main. I don't really play caster. Currently, I've been playing Summoner and really like it, but I don't like that there's a subcategory to casters. I think that all casters should have a raise or no caster should have a raise. I don't think that half of the casters should have a raise. I'm excited for Viper. I'm going to try Viper.
レベルキャップもついにレベル100に。
And level cap will be increased to level 100, which is sort of a milestone for us. That said, we also have to start looking into what should we do for 8.0. And do we raise it just another 10 levels, 20 levels, 50 levels? Or do we just reset everything and go back to 50? That said, jokes aside, we are looking into a long-term plan. That's why we're trying to also look at what would it look like 10 years, 20 years from now. And of course, Xbox players, thank you so much for your patience. We were able to release the Xbox version of Final Fantasy XIV. And of course, we can't forget the new areas, new threats, new dungeons we have prepared for you.
Cosmic exploration.
新しいレイドも始まりますし。
Dawn Trail is going to be a culmination of like every single expansion all rolled into one, right? It's going to have the 24-man, it's going to have the Unreal, it's going to have the Ultimate, it's going to have the Raid tier, it's going to have the Boja Eureka area. It's going to have literally everything. It's going to have nothing new, but it's going to have literally everything, and everything that they're going to put in, they're going to make the quality of it better. Like, that is insane. That is awesome. I'm going to say it again. This is slated slated to be the best expansion that they've ever made, man.
And so, of course, we have the new raid that's going to be coming. And then as for the large-scale content where everybody can participate, would be the Cosmic Explorer, where you're on a planet trying to explore and develop. So I think we have our systems kind of drafted in place, and so we are getting ready for production on that. So, of course, with a lot of challenges that we're taking for the new Final Fantasy XIV expansion, not 16, 7.0.
Okay, there it is, dude. There it is, dude. $6.28. Okay, so I expected the expansion to be somewhere around June or July. I did expect it to be like halfway through July. So this being earlier is really, really good.
So thank you so much for your patience. I know we waited for a long time to announce this, but we are happy to say that we are planning to start early access on June 28th and
Nice.
Official release on July 2nd, and we're making our final adjustments on those. So with this early access start date, we actually wanted to start it a week earlier.
Elden Ring DLC.
Oh, this is the Elden Ring stuff, yeah. Okay. Dude, this is actually sick, man. Okay, so it could be like one of two things, right? Well, it's probably both. One, they don't want to compete with Elden Ring. I don't care if Elden Ring or 14 is more... Dude, I don't care about that. I don't care because I'm moving on to my second point, okay? My second point is the one that's most important. The second point is, even if they did or did not want to compete, the fact that he acknowledges that people are very excited for this game did win Game of the Year, he doesn't want to deprive people of that. He doesn't want to put people in a position, because I'm sure a lot of you play both. You play 14 and Elden Ring. So if 14 expansion dropped at the same time as Elden Ring, you would have to pick one. He doesn't want you to make that choice. I don't even play Elden Ring, and that's awesome. Not having to choose, if you're a fan of both games, you're going to feel disappointed a little bit because you can't play both. So this is really cool.
We figured everybody would be interested in playing the Elden Ring DLC.
Yeah. When do I think
so
Savage
many
drops? It's
seconds.
going to drop a month after
I'll
the
give you
expansion.
1 week.
1 week.
So I'll give you 1 week to enjoy Elden Ring DLC,
Yeah.
and then just go into your summer vacation into Dawn Trail.
Like, trust me, it was definitely a business decision to let people get Elden Ring out of their system. But it could also be that they don't want to put people in that position.
Just want to make it clear, it's not because I want to play Elden Ring DLC and then play Dawn Trail.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
いや、もちろん楽し
I do not think that any corporation or any business does something out of the kindness of their heart.
みですけど。
Although I am looking forward to it. So because we have discussed the release date, I would like to touch upon the collector's edition.
Okay. Okay.
So if we could have the,
持ってきて。
we want to show the content of what the physical collector's edition entails.
Okay. Oh, yo, good luck putting those on. Yup, there it is. There it is, brother. Dude, just don't even put those on.
まず
Okay.
コレクターズエディション、まあここに全部物理でね、持ってきたん
I
ですけど
feel that.
今回、フィギュアがまたついてます。
Okay, so getting into the contents of the physical collector's edition. As you can see, we have our high quality Viper figure.
欠かせない。
Oh, that's kind of cool. Is that a playmat? Is that a playmat?
ファイナルファンタジー14のマップですね。
Yes, we can't forget our map of the realm.
Yeah.
そして
Nah.
そして
It's not just a mouse pad, guys. It's like a mouse pad plus. So like basically, so here's mine. I don't know if you can see mine. But here's mine. Anyway.
Hold on. Let me neatly put this away.
Oh, you meant sliding it out. Yeah, I slide it
そし
out.
て、光の戦士たち が冒険でね使ってる愛用の機構録を今回ね物理アイテムとして作ってみました。
I love
okay, next
keyboard
is
trays.
the unending journey as a journal form. Sorry.
Slide it out.
皆さんで埋めてってください。
I'm gonna write in my journal. Today, chat called me bold. I was sad.
So of course, it is literally a journal, so you can note down your adventures in this book.
そして続いてがですねこちら何かというとちょっと古風な、ペン入れになってます。
And so this, it's actually sort of like a vintage-looking pen case. But yeah, we were really meticulous about the design of this pen case, kind of replicating that feeling of an adventurer taking his sort of writing utensils and storing it into this kind of envelope. You can
Oh,
roll it
holy
up
shit, man. That should be the journal.
and
The-
roll it up.
A journal of
これ
grudges.
でこう
And it has a string that you can close it with. So of course, you can utilize this for not just pens, but any sort of stick-like objects to put in there.
そしてちょっと待ってくださいね手袋した方がいい
Actually,
の
this
かな
one we might want to wear gloves, or do we?
もちろんこの天野先生のね最新書き下ろしのドントレールのとこの特装ボックスついてきます。
Of course, we haven't forgotten the decorative art box featuring the wonderful artwork of Mr. Yoshitaka Amano. So these are the physical components of the collector's edition. Sorry, let me put my accessories back on to get my eye level up.
Okay.
Okay.
さあ
This is our collector's edition physical
Yeah.
items. So, and this is a list of the physical items that will be included in the collector's edition. If you could, please consider pre-ordering this. But yeah, your consideration would
pre-order.
be definitely appreciated.
When's pre-orders?
Just out of curiosity,
Tuesday.
who here has collected all of the collector's editions since
お
ARR?
すごーいありがとうございます。
I have
Gosh.
the digital. He didn't specify.
Thanks.
He didn't specify. Me.
I just noticed that some of our Square Enix staff also raised their hands, which is very interesting.
個人的に買ってくれてありがとうね。
Thank you so much for your purchase.
Will I get the
ご紹
physical
介したいと
collector's
思います
edition? No, I never
Okay,
do.
so we went over the
I'm
physical
not a,
items
um,
in the collector's edition. Next, I would
I don't like owning a lot of stuff.
like to talk about the digital items. So in relation to that, we brought a short video to show you. Please roll video.
Oh! So that's just Cruise Chaser? That's the same model as Cruise Chaser, right? So that's a Gundam? Okay. FF9? I don't remember this. Was it the airship in FF9? Oh, it's the Arc Summon. Oh, okay. I want to look at that, actually. I've played Final Fantasy IX. I beat Final Fantasy IX. I absolutely despise Final Fantasy IX. I do vaguely remember it. Okay. Oh, wow, that is cool. Okay. I mean, it's cool that they put it in the game. Jesus, imagine watching this every time. Dude, how long is this? Imagine watching this every time you summon this thing. Dude, this is ridiculous. What's it gonna do? 4 9s? Or does it do more? Bro. Jesus Christ. Oh my, it's not done? What the Bro, how long is this? Holy shit. If this doesn't do more than 4 nines, this is a huge disappointment. Holy shit. Is it going to stop here? Oh. Bruh. Just 4 nines. Dude, that took 1 minute and 45 seconds. All right. I mean. All right, so let's look at it again. Okay. I mean, it's cool they put it in the game. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay.
今ご覧いただいたのが、デジタルの
So yeah, the video that you've seen.
Did you guys like Final Fantasy IX? I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like the story. The combat was okay. I know a lot of people like it. I love Final Fantasy X. You think 10's overrated? I don't know. I don't think so.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
I
But
think it
one of the
deserves the
digital
praise it
items
gets.
that you can receive in the collector's edition is the Arc mount. And then I'm sure people had cheered for that Garnet minion too.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I know Final Fantasy IX's popular. No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying I didn't like it.
So, of course, with the Pictomancer being implemented, the glam weapon is going to be the Chocobo's brush. And I see in the audience somebody already has a Pictomancer brush.
すごい
That's
もう
amazing.
完璧にク
That's
ルルさんにな
perfect.
って
Oh, it's Cryo. Oh, thank you. Perfect. So again, these are the digital items, but we do have a kind of complex sort of SKUs lineup. So allow me to explain.
Oh, so the collector's
so
edition.
The setup is just like our
yeah,
last
I'm just gonna buy the
expansion,
digital
Endwalker, but
collector's
just wanted
edition.
to go over this
I
really
always get the
quickly.
digital collector's
ま
edition.
ず
So if you are playing on a Windows or Mac, not Steam, I'm sorry, but that would be the top row where you see that collector's edition. This is the whole bundle where the game, the expansion, the physical goods, and the
I will say this though, so I kind of like said I wasn't interested in Pictomancer earlier, right? Like that doesn't mean that I think it's going to be a bad job or anything like that. It just literally means I'm not interested in it. But one thing I will say though that I am interested in are the mods that I'm going to see Pictomancer, because it is going to be awesome if someone makes like a Twitch chat pack and you can paint like XFFing and like wide worry and concern and that type of shit. That's going to be hilarious.
in-game items come in one package. So if you are playing on a PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X or S, or Steam, so we have the physical items packaged by themselves as a collector's box, and then the digital items would be bundled into the digital collector's edition. And if you just want the digital items, you don't care about the physical items, just give me the Arc mount, then you can go for the digital collector's edition. And then finally, we have our standard edition. This is just the expansion. And so for those people who are enthused about our collector's edition, I think the standard edition will not really pertain to you. So yeah, I understand it's a bit complicated, so we will be having a website set up so that it explains the different lineups.
Happen
so
the 26th.
if you wanted to get more details, we encourage you to look at that page. And another point of caution, and you may be familiar with this, since Endwalker, we have not produced a physical disc version of the game or the expansion itself. So please be warned, if you go into like a game retailer, you will not find the standard edition disc there anymore. It's all digital download only.
Oh.
はい、忘れないようにしておいてくださ
Okay,
い。
okay.
Okay. So, of course, with the different updates that we're making, including the graphical update, I'm afraid we will have to adjust the system requirements for your platform.
Yeah, of course. 16 gigs. Yo, is there anybody in chat that's going to have to upgrade?
Why we had to bump this up. One is because with some combinations, the CPU and the graphics board seems to have seen issues in performance. So that's one reason. And then it seems there was an announcement that the 6700 will no longer be supported on the Windows platform. And it was announced last year that that support was ending. So we figured that it was better to bump it up so that we'll have a supported CPU. So I'm hoping that everybody is okay on their machines, but just in case, you might want to double check your CPU. And another thing, the let's see, the HDD available disk space. I hope you are able to secure enough space for the game to be downloaded onto your machine. With the graphical updates, a lot of high-res materials will need to be downloaded into the game, and so the patch size, the expansion size, will be quite big. So please be advised. And of course, for those of you who play on the Mac platform, we have updated the requirements on that as well. Again, we will have a website available to reference for these different details of your machine specs. Okay, so we announced the early access and release dates, so let's go into pre-ordering the expansion.
Okay, pre-order.
And of course, we'd like to talk about the bonus items that you will receive when you pre-order.
Okay. I don't really care about the minion. I don't really care about the hero.
プリオーダー予約をして
I'll
い
give
た
it
だ
two
く
claps.
とミニオンジタンと
So, of course, when you pre-order, these are the in-game items that you would receive: a Zidane minion and then an Azuma earring. You may have noticed a lot of Final Fantasy IX references here, but
Yeah, a lot of people like
the reason
9.
is a secret.
I just could never get into it. I could never get into it. man.
こちらの
So, of course, with the Azuma earrings, this is similar to the last pre-order bonus, but whenever you defeat an enemy, the experience points that you receive will have a 30% boost. And then the stats on the accessory itself will also kind of scale as your player is leveling your character. So it does become quite advantageous when you're trying to level your character.
Yo, that earring
そして
sounds
プ
lit.
レオーダーの
They already have something like that in the game, though, don't they? Yeah, it's the same as in what? Yeah. I mean, hey, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's good that they added, man.
そし
Yeah.
てアーリーアクセスの権利が皆さんに付与されます
So, of course, if you pre-order the expansion, you will have early access. So, of course, I do want to caution you because there may be some of you who are purchasing an expansion for the first time with Dawn Trail. So, you need to make sure you have pre-ordered the expansion in order to gain early access. So, if you don't pre-order, while everybody's going on summer vacation, June 28th, and you realize, wait, I haven't pre-ordered, so you have to wait until the actual release, which is July the 2nd. So, if you want early access, you might want to pre-order.
Yeah. Let me ask a question. How many of you, this is going to be your first expansion playing Final Fantasy 14? How many people in chat right now? Okay, so yeah. So a few of you. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you this now. If this is anything like it was every other year, it's going to be really, really, really obnoxious. So what they're going to do is you're going to pre-order and then you're going to get this code. And this code is for the pre-order. It's not for the game. Then you put the code in and it unlocks the pre-order. But then you're going to have to put another code in for the actual game itself. For whatever reason they do this, it's really annoying. And for the people that have experienced this before, maybe you forgot, but I just want to mentally prepare everyone because, yeah, it's really obnoxious and it's really easy to get frustrated. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same, but it's been the same, I'm pretty sure, every expansion. So just prepare yourselves for this nonsense, okay?
来週スタートします
Okay, so
And
Tuesday.
so pre-orders
Yeah, that's
will
cool.
begin next week.
That's cool. Tuesday. I'm a pre-order.
So, of course, the Steam version will be one set time globally. So it's on the disclaimer down there at 9 a.m. PDT. But the rest is local time, 9 a.m. Let's see. America would be West Coast time, but
7.0 を待た
Has
ずに
SC improved
ア
their
イテムをお
website?
届け
I
し
don't
ます
think
の
so.
で
I haven't
and
kept
of
up
course
with
the
it.
in-game
Maybe, but I
bonuses
doubt
that
it.
you receive with pre-ordering will be delivered to you via delivery Moogle as soon as we are able to confirm the pre-order. So you are able to access these before the expansion launches.
ええ
That's cool. Cool. Okay. They normally do that.
The only concern that we have is I hope the pre-order site doesn't crash again.
Yeah.
あとこう
Yeah.
レターモーグリたちが
And our poor delivery Moogles, they may be like, oh, I'm so tired, Kupo. That said, we will be delivering these in-game items as we confirm your pre-order. So we would encourage you to do so. So yeah, we had about 1 hour to speak about our new expansion. So I think that kind of wraps up
Okay,
discussion
okay.
about our Dawn Trail expansion.
Oh, Final
That
Fantasy 16.
said, I
Okay.
know there was a panel
Okay.
on Final Fantasy 16 just yesterday, and in that panel, the producer, Yoshida, mentioned that, oh, yeah, Final Fantasy XIV producer director, you're welcome to announce the crossover quest line
okay. All
release
right.
date.
というわけで
I assume you can get,
4
4-2. Oh, wow, okay.
So that,
Okay, that's
April
cool.
2nd is going
That's
to
cool.
be the date that the
Okay.
crossover quest line will become available.
1ヶ月ですね、4月入ったらすぐにスタートしますので、
So it will begin as soon as we enter the month of April. So I hope you take a look. And of course, we understand that there are players of Final Fantasy 16 who are looking forward to the PC release. So we don't want to spoil the story for those who are on 14 who are waiting for 16. So the crossover content kind of covers like the first part of the game without any spoilers. But we have made sure that the rewards are very robust. So I hope you look forward to that.
Okay. So I imagine you can get Clive's outfit. Hopefully Clive's outfit's cool in the game because it is
よ
because
うや
it's cool
く
in
本当長く引っ
16.
張りましたが、実装日
And of course, it did take a while, but the team worked really hard, and we were able to announce the implementation date. So I believe we do have landing pages, web pages that give us the details on these. I think you will be able to find details about, say, where the quest giver is and things like that. So once the page does open up, if it hasn't already, we encourage you to take a look.
Okay. Does anyone have the page?
さあでは1時間にわたって
All right, I think that we are approaching the end of this presentation, actually.
これ以上スポイラーで話せないんだって
No, there's too much spoilers. I can't avoid spoilers. So
When's the media tour, man? I mean, not that I'm going to be invited, but when's the media tour?
ごめんごめん
no.
歓声しか聞こえない
I'm sorry. I only heard the cheers. I was curious to know what that guy was saying.
何 What? What?
Job action
Oh,
trailer.
job action trailer. Okay,
ごめん
okay.
ごめん今作ってるから
We are still in the process of making that, though.
Sorry
Okay.
あの
So yeah, today was the announcement for the release timing, and so we will be conducting a media tour towards the beginning of May-ish. And we do
Oh.
plan on revealing more information in the
Okay,
lead up
okay,
to
okay.
Dawn Trail.
そして4月には、
Oh, shit.
久しぶりにはなりますがプロデュー
Media
サーレター
tour
ライ
at the
ブ
beginning
も
of
行って
May. Oh,
いよいよ
man. Dude,
グ
I
ラフ
wanna
ィックスア
go,
ップデー
dude.
トの内容
I
を
wanna, dude,
じ
I'm
っ
not
き
going.
と
Man. Nah, I'm not going.
And of course, in April, we
I
plan
wanna go.
to do another letter from the producer live to
Okay.
talk about the graphical updates, utilizing actual in-game, using in-game. But yeah, the team is working really hard, and I think we're reaching the peak of our development production. And I actually am also reviewing the materials that come up and in my
Okay.
hotel room. So the team is working really hard. So just a little bit more of your patience would be definitely appreciated.
Okay.
さあでは最後に
So once again, I would like to just look back at the 10 years of ARR, and if you count it from the original 1.0, 13 years, just how much support we've received from players around the world, and just how appreciative I am of you all. And the reason why we were able to get this far in our journey is just truly because of the players, our warriors of light. We will continue to strive forward, aiming for the next 10, 20 years, you know.
Holy shit.
To the day I die, basically, to bring you Final Fantasy XIV.
ありがとうございました Thank you
Thank you. Yo, that was good. That was a really good. That was a really good live. Well, I mean, I guess information reveal. That was super good. Yeah, that was good. Okay. All right. Yo, Poggies. Yo, what do I got to do to get on the media tour, man? What do I got to do? I mean, look, I'm just going to say that the best balanced the game has ever been was when the media tour that I went to. Okay. I'm just saying, man. Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah. I need to find out whose dick I need to suck to get on the media tour. Or should I not say that? No hair, no media tour. What if I put on a wig? Didn't someone give me their card for this? Yeah, but they leave me on read. They don't respond to my emails. You trashed Hildebrand Quest? I mean, yeah, but I'm being honest. Okay, anyway, look, guys. Okay, look, that was really good. That was really, really good information reveal, man. Honestly, when they say make the game harder or anything like that, I hope that they're not talking about Savage, because I think Savage is actually a really good difficulty. I am more focused on the actual jobs. I think the job should require a higher skill ceiling. The difficulty of the raids is fine. As a matter of fact, I think it's just a little bit too hard. I think they need to tone it back just a little bit on some of the mechanics. Overall, I think the difficulty is exactly where it needs to be. And if they make it harder, then they make it harder. And if they don't make it any easier, then that's fine too. But the biggest issue, like the difficulty of the raid isn't really in question at all. I think the biggest thing in question is the difficulty of the jobs. I think that they need to separate the ceiling and the floor just a little bit. They need to make jobs just a little bit more punishing. They need to make jobs just a little bit more rewarding. They need to get back to the Stormblood levels, in my opinion. But yeah, they did mention the hitbox thing, which is good. So maybe they'll bring back tank positioning, which will really separate good tanks from bad tanks. Yeah, like also just like overall in general, right? Like dungeons just being just a little bit more challenging. Hopefully the 24-mans go back to Ivalice difficulty or like Heavensward difficulty for the 24-mans. I felt like DRS's difficulty was perfect. I was a big fan of DRS. So yeah, man, I think it's really, really going to be good. Hey, man, I said this right when when they were talking about Dawntrail, I said it that I thought it was slated to be the best expansion ever. And I really meant that. And I mean it now. And every single time they reveal information. Now, I could be wrong. The content that they come out with could actually be dog shit. And now that would be really unfortunate. But I always say slated to be the best, meaning, you know, when you look at the timeline, when you look at like what type of content is actually in the expansion, what they've said about the content, everything so far has led me to believe that. Now, is that going to happen? We have to wait and see, obviously. But anyway, yo, that was good. Yeah, it was good.